Hello and welcome. What an incredible US Open final between two teenagers who I think are, in many ways, several people have been talking about it, are the future of women's tennis. Raducanu eventually winning against Leila Fernandez, but the Canadian teenager also doing brilliant. And 6-4, 6-3 doesn't really do justice to that match. I mean, if you really see the way the two youngsters played, what incredible talent. I mean, delighted that, women's tennis has that level of depth. Clearly, it was a terrific match. Raducanu, and so many people questioned after Wimbledon when the fourth round she gave up. So many people questioned her mental ability to not lose a single set, in the United States, in New York. What an incredible effort from the young girl, born to Romanian father, Chinese mother in Toronto, moving to London at the age of 3, taking to tennis at the age of 5, and now US Open champion as a teenager. What an incredible journey it has been for Emma Raducanu. When you see such depth, look at Naomi Osaka, look at Raducanu, look at Leila, you understand that the sport is well and truly in great hands. And the US Open final, the legendary Rod Laver has tweeted, for example, that many more majors will be played between perhaps these two. And we know, I mean, what a run from even the young Canadian to take out multiple top seed players, Osaka, Angelique Kerber, and then again in the final she had an early break in the second set. And it was a terrific match. All said and done, was a fantastic match, and perhaps basically tells us about the future of the women's game. And I love it when such young people stand up like that. So moving on, it was another young person, and this is something that I love doing. Over the last day and a half, I was actually in Vijayanagar at the Inspire Institute of Sport. Incredible facility. Well done, the JSW group and everybody who has contributed to making this facility top draw facility with in a 25-acre campus. The Olympic champions, Indian Olympic champions, were all there. Missed Sindhu and Meera, but the rest of the rest of the champions were all there. Bajrang, Neeraj, Srijesh representing the hockey team, and of course Ravi. And more importantly, for the first time, Neeraj's parents flew in, and they took a flight for the first time in their life, and they were part of my audience, and I was hosting the program. So it made sense that I wanted to somehow do something which will make everyone part of it. So it was an opportunity, and Neeraj and the rest of my champions were all carrying their Olympic medals. All of them were carrying their Olympic medals. Ravi was carrying his, Neeraj was carrying his, Bajrang Bhai was carrying his, Sangeeta Fogart was also there, and delighted for Sangeeta that she's made the World Championship. So Srijesh was carrying his. Srijesh, as usual, is a terrific talker as well. So before the end of the program, I mean, it wasn't scripted at all. I mean, it was a spur of the moment call, impulsive call, called his parents on stage, felt very good doing it, and tried to recreate the Tokyo medal ceremony. So basically asked his parents to give Neeraj the medal, and accompanied by Mr. Sachin Jindal and Parth, and that was the moment. And then they played out the rendition of the national anthem exactly like the way it was played in Tokyo when Neeraj won the medal. It was a surreal moment. Everybody loved it. Let me actually play this clip for you. I think Ashish has the clip ready at the back end. Ashish, if you could play this clip, please.
Pitaji, Mataji, can you please come on stage? We will do the function that we did not do in Tokyo. आप नीरज को मेडल पहनाओ और राष्ट्रगान यहाँ होगा. आइए सर, आइए. सबको प्लीज कम इन फ्रंट. आप लोग सामने आ जाइए. आप लोगों के मेडल्स पहनिए. ये मेरा मेडल पोडियम है. आप लोग देख रहे हो. पिताजी, माताजी, पार्थ एंड सज्जन जिंदल, मिस्टर जिंदल, पार्थ, आप प्लीज. No. We will wait. We will do it exactly like the IOC does. Mr. Jindal and Parth, you come this side. Pitaji, Mataji, aap idhar aiye. Neeraj, can we have a tray? Do we have a tray? If we don't have a tray, Neeraj, give me that medal. आप वो tray medal मुझे दीजिए. Come on. आइए sir. Parth, come this side. So you accompany them and Bajrang bhai, आप medal पहन लो. Shrijesh, please medal पहन लो. Ravi, medal पहनिए please. Parth, you're getting the flowers. Exactly. So that is my equivalent of Mirai Tova, the symbol. Okay. So आप इनको लेके नीरज के पास जाइए and आप लोग प्लीज माताजी पिताजी नीरज को पहनाइए मेडल. And then once that is done, they'll all stand there. बजरंग भाई आप सामने जाओ. आप इधर आओ. आप इधर आओ. यहाँ. Yes. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Neeraj Chopra, P.R. Shrijesh, Ravi Dahiya and Bajrang Punia, not to forget Mirabai Chanu, Lavlina Borgholm, P.V. Sindhu. To you, our Olympic champions, honoring our titans with the mission that there will be many, many more come Paris 2024.
Loved this moment, you know. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. My audience loved it, which was most important. And some high points. And firstly, I've got to say the facility is magnificent. I mean, the wrestling, facility, the boxing facility, the nationals are being held there, the athletics track, the judo facility. More importantly, the attention to sports science. The gym is absolutely unbelievable. The recovery, the ice bath. So great work from Mustafa Gauss and his team, Rushdi Varli, Manisha Malhotra. Great work. I mean, good to see the level of attention to detail and the attention to sports science, which is a rarity in India. Some high points from the program. I actually asked Neeraj Chopra that I've asked Abhinav before. And at the age of 23, you have won everything. You have won an Olympic gold. You won an Asian Games gold. You won a Commonwealth Games medal. So what is there that Neeraj Chopra has to win? Now, what do you need now? And I love the answer when he said to me that, Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps are the greatest because they have won Olympic competitions multiple times. So according to Neeraj, ये medal तो अभी घर में टांग देंगे और इसके बाद ट्रेनिंग चालू हो जाएगा क्योंकि मुझे भी वो करना है. अगर मैं रिपीट जीत सकता हूँ तभी मुझे लोग उस लेवल का एथलीट कहेंगे या मानेंगे. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there. I mean, what a solid level head this fellow has. I mean, the moment you interact, the more you interact with this guy, you realize he's a great guy for Indian sport. Great guy for Indian sport. The other question I asked him, so you haven't changed. I said, multiple felicitations going on. You haven't changed. He said, हम लोग athletes के लिए lifespan बहुत कम होता है. Change होने का तो क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पैदा होता क्योंकि मुझे अभी पेरिस जाना है, अभी मुझे मल्टीपल कॉम्पिटिशन्स खेलना है. तो ये सब तो होगा. ये सब साइड शो है. ये सब फेलिसिटेशंस एक्सेट्रा. मेरा काम अल्टीमेटली वो ग्राउंड में है. लव दिस गाय, लव द एटीट्यूड. रवि दहिया, ट्रिमेंडस एथलीट. I mean, to say that and multiple times that yes, he was unhappy with the silver medal, wants to get going for the gold in Paris. Tremendous guy. Bajrang Punia, what an incredible fellow. He had an injury and all of us know that he had an injury. And I asked Bajrang, कि आप बताओ बजरंग, वो इंजरी लेकर आप खेल रहे थे, आपके कोचेस, आपके डॉक्टर्स ने आपको कहा था कि अगर आप ये इंजरी लेके खेल रहे हो आप बहुत बुरा हो सकता है आपके साथ. अगर ये इंजरी अगर बढ़ जाता है तो आप फंस जाओगे. And he says to me कि मेडल का चांस लाइफ में एक बार आएगा. इंजरी तो ठीक हो जाएगा बट ये मेडल का चांस देश के लिए लाइफ में एक बार आएगा. मैं दोबारा नहीं सोचा. What a top athlete, what a top guy. P.R. Shrijesh, what a legend. And he says for 21 years I have been dreaming for this one moment. I asked him that 6 seconds. He said, if you really think, for 21 years I had played for these 6 seconds. And I actually got my opportunity to skip script history because most of the times goalkeepers are lonely figures. The credit goes to the others. But here was my chance to rally the team. And I'm delighted that penalty corner happened. Those 6 seconds etched myself into history. Fantastic. I mean, we've heard many interviews of these people. My idea was to go down deeper, to do a deep dive with some of these people, to try and understand their mind. And that's what I was trying to do. That's exactly what I was trying to do at this program. I will put out the link also. You can watch the whole show on Sports Today. fascinating stuff. Just about what, 7 days left for the Indian Premier League. All of the players have started coming in. Virat and Siraj have reached. Mumbai Indians have got their players, Rohit and the rest. Chennai Super Kings have got their players. Delhi Capitals are getting theirs. Rishabh and Ashwin and Ajinkya, all of them have checked in. If you see, they've put out photographs. So the real bugle for the Indian Premier League has already been sounded. In the middle of it, Michael Vaughan has tweeted saying it was all because of the IPL that the test match was cancelled. There is nothing that is far from the truth than this statement. I don't think this statement has any basis in truth. If somebody knows, and I can put this on record, the BCCI and the ECB were both very, very keen that the match goes on. Very, very keen. So this to say that because of the IPL players were pulled out, etc. Clearly, Michael Vaughan has no idea as to what was going on. Has no idea, because anyone who knows what was going on and has been able to speak to the administrators of both boards will absolutely guarantee to you that both boards were trying their level best, because $50 million, no joke, 40 rather, after so many months, test match cricket was going back to Manchester because of COVID. The financial issues are always there. The ECB was, losing out a lot of money. BCCI and ECB are partners at the ICC. They have a very good relationship, Saurav and Jai, and obviously Ian Watmore and Tom Harrison. So to say that it was all because of the IPL that the test match was cancelled is complete a figment of Michael Vaughan's imagination. That's what I will say. Complete figment of Michael Vaughan's imagination. Yeah, it was an incomplete series. Yes, the England Cricket Board has written that letter, but I think India has a lot. I mean, England pulled out of the South Africa series. Several places we have seen matches cancelled because of a COVID scare. And there was a scare. So yes, if the Indian players have tested negative, they've all flown in to Dubai, and you can say, oh, but nothing happened. But that doesn't mean that something wouldn't have happened. I would have personally liked them to play on, because for the Oval, it could have been the same, that incubation period was there. But to say that, oh, you know what, there was no chance, no fear, that's perhaps not right. So England has indeed written that letter, and it will now go up to the ICC Disputes Resolution Committee, but a lot of back channel will also happen. Saurav, as I said to you, will go to the United Kingdom on the 22nd of September, and a lot of back channel will happen as to what the way forward is. By the way, the women's team, just like the IPL, the women's team is also almost there at the end of their quarantine in the next 3 days or so. And the women's game, I mean, Saurav is on record saying he expects a good series. I think the Indian women will be slightly underdone because of the 2-week quarantine regulations in Australia and day-night test match. They've never played, leave alone red ball. They don't even play red ball in domestic cricket, so there's hardly any practice, and here's the pink ball. None of them have any experience of playing the pink ball, so it will be very challenging for our girls. But at the same time, it is a spectacle that they will be part of. So I really, really hope Mithali Raj and the team does well, because it's an important match. And also the white ball, perhaps more important from the standpoint of the women's game, because you know the World Cup coming up, how this series shapes up. Lisa Stalekar made a very important point at the launch of Mission Domination the other day with Saurav Ganguly, where she says she wants consistency in selection. Absolutely, that's the point. You want consistency in selection. Indrani Roy getting dropped without playing a game. Priya Punia getting dropped without playing a game. These kind of selections really dent the morale of a team, and you've got to think about these kind of selections. So Lisa Stalekar is absolutely correct when she says consistency in selection is what Lisa Stalekar is talking about. So these are important points. That's where I will let this show go. I will also say that Ravi Shastri, for example, Ravi Shastri, good news on that front. Ravi Shastri, 2 lateral flow tests negative. So I hope that over the next couple of days he'll get an RT-PCR negative. That's where I will finish this show. Thanks very much for watching. Support Sports Today, and we will now sort of start to focus on the IPL and keep building up to the greatest franchise tournament in the world. So plenty of action coming up. Keep watching Sports Today, and that Neeraj video, I will ask Trisha to put it out separately. What a moment that was. Loved it. Absolutely loved that moment. Ashish, if you could please put that video up separately on Sports Today for all our viewers. Thank you very much for joining me.